An average marriage is something that's easy to achieve. Unfortunately, an average marriage stinks. It's easy to slide into average. Average is where I was headed, but these 4 shifts helped me become a better husband and in turn have a phenomenal marriage. Hello, my friend, my name's Zach, and you and I are called to be uncommon men and help build incredible marriages with our brides. Like, not average, uncommon. If you're going to accomplish this, these are some shifts that you need to have. At least I know I did. Let's dive in. Shift number 1, self-serving versus self-sacrifice. My friend, I wish you could have an uncommon marriage and be self-serving. I wish that you could view your marriage through what you get. I really wanted to do that for myself. But I've noticed the more that I'm self-sacrificing instead of self-serving, the better marriage I have, the happier I have become. See, that's the funny thing about this self-serving thing. We're all drawn to it. All humans. We're all drawn to what's in it for me. But it always leaves us empty. It doesn't matter what area of life. If you go through it serving yourself, death is the answer. But, just like the Bible says, when you lose your life, you find it. See, when we serve and self-sacrifice, like the Bible calls us to do as men, it changes everything. Self-sacrificing is not our natural mode. So you might want to develop some habits. And these are some habits that have helped me be more self-sacrificial. The first one is daily prayer, like talking to God. Because to really be a person that is serving others and that's your mode, that's unnatural. That's one that only comes from God. And so I need to pray for him. Help me, God, because I want to be consumed with me. And the next habit is being in his word daily. The Bible reads us more than we read it when we're reading. And the cool thing about the word of God is it'll give you what you need when you need it. Like, God has this amazing thing that he works through his Spirit, that when you're reading the Bible, he convicts your heart where it needs to be convicted. And the next habit that I've formed that has helped me be more self-sacrificial isn't a spiritual one, it's a physical one. And that is that I've started doing cold showers every day. That might sound insane. It is a little insane. But there's a lot of data that shows that when we make our body do something that our mind doesn't want to do, that we gain physical willpower. And that's why I do that activity, even though it stinks. And when I first started doing cold showers, I thought this will get easier. It hasn't. Still the 3 minutes in the shower stinks. But it's had major benefit. It's helped me to ignore myself when I'm tired and I don't want to do the dishes. It's helped me to go the extra mile. And these are just 3 short habits that have helped me, but the whole reason I'm doing them is because I want to self-sacrifice for my marriage. And I hope you do too. And maybe look at your life. What are some habits you would like to instill? I would recommend that. I would recommend starting with the Bible, with prayer, and then add the things, whatever it is, some physical things, whether that's shower, whether that's going for a run or riding a bike or lifting weights. Those things help us to have more willpower. They also help us to have more endorphins in our brain and positive feelings. And when I'm feeling good, I'm more self-sacrificing. When I'm not feeling good, I'm consumed with me. And so those are some things just to look at for your life. Number 2, fix first, shifted to listen first. Early on in my marriage, I know I'm a pretty smart guy. And so I had answers for my wife, and she just needed to listen to me. And so she would share her hurt, she would share her pain, and I would fix it because it needs to be fixed. Surprisingly, she did not like my advice in its infinite wisdom. See, there's a lot of sarcasm that's really intended that I hope you're picking up on. See, sometimes when we get in this fixed first mode, we're thinking very highly of ourselves, too highly of ourselves. See, I have fixed problems that aren't even real. See, when you get in this fix first, you'll start fixing the problem because your wife's talking about this thing over here, but that's not even what she cares about. She cares about this thing 3 steps over here, but you wouldn't know it because you're not really listening. A little harsh truth for you that I needed. And so instead, when I come in with a listen first and I'm curious to what's going on in her heart and mind, and I'm asking her questions, what she's really burdened with, what she's really caring about is there, but it's way under the surface. See, oftentimes when people are sharing something with you, they're like an onion that needs to be peeled. And they get peeled through questions. You know, when someone is sharing with me, I've noticed the first answer, it's true, but it's surfacey. The second question reveals a little deeper. And usually by the third question, we're on to something. And the same thing is true, I'm sure, with the people in your life. Are you listening enough? Are you curious enough that you can get under the surface? Can you get beyond the, well, this happened in my day and that happened in my day, and more to the heart? And you get there through listening. Yeah, as I've listened to my wife more, I have realized the depth, extreme depth of her wisdom, of her love of others, of her gracious heart, of ways that I should be different, that I never got to because I knew the answers when I was early on in our marriage. And unfortunately, I'm still tempted to go there today. My friend, listen to her first. Don't fix. You know, you can offer solutions only after you ask 3 questions and she feels fully listened to. There's your command. I don't know why I felt like giving you that, but there you go. Number 3, hidden versus authentic. This is a big one, guys. You cannot have an uncommon marriage and be hidden. You see, when you and I hide the things we've done, maybe the dreams we have, our thoughts and feelings on life, we shrink ourselves back to this vanilla. Maybe you like vanilla ice cream, but we're still going with it. Vanilla, like it's not real. It's not you. When you're hidden, you know she doesn't love you. She loves whatever version you're giving her in that moment. And that's a lonely place. And you might think, I'm protecting her. That was the lie I had for years. But really what I was doing was thinking I was protecting myself, but I was harming myself and I was hurting our marriage. See, when we're hidden, we cannot be fully loved because we're not fully known. See, we know they don't love the real us. They love the version. That is not going to be an uncommon marriage. That's going to be an average common marriage. And here's the unfortunate statistic. I think nowadays 60% of couples end in divorce. And there's many different reasons for this. But I think one of the things that guys carry an unfortunate extra weight in the marriage in this way is that a lot of guys are hidden. And if you're hidden, I just wanted to say, it's scary to be authentic. There might be fallout for being authentic, but there's no other option. See, years ago, about 14 years ago, in fact, I made a pact that I would be ridiculously authentic with my wife. And I thought she loved me. I thought I loved her. Whew. I had no concept of love till then. No concept. Because once I let her into what really was me, the yuck that I didn't want her to see, I really felt loved. And so I'll have other videos on this channel about the hiddenness to authentic. It is a scary thing. And you might be resisting it, but please, it's worth the price. Number 4, unaware versus anxiety management. This came into my life a few years ago, and it's really helped me as a husband. See, I was reactive and didn't know why. Come home and sometimes be a very loving man to my family, and then other times come home and someone did something small and poof, Fighter Zach came out. See, we can be unaware, many men are, that you actually have emotions going on under the surface. Like there's actual anger and sadness and hurt and betrayal and things under the surface. And when we're unaware of what's going on, we're like, where did that happen? Have you ever had that happen? All of a sudden you lose it, your temper goes up, or maybe you're not a lose it guy, I'm a fighter. Maybe you're a shutdown guy or a runner. But have you ever had that happen? All of a sudden you're like, you just shut down and you're like, what was that? And then all of a sudden you're arguing with your wife till 1 a.m. and all you want is sleep. Hypothetical situation that's never happened to me. Again, sarcasm intended. See, we can be unaware of our emotions, but they are affecting our lives. We can be unaware of our anxiety, but it is affecting our life. And so one of the things that I've done that has helped me just to manage this anxious presence that sometimes is under the surface is before I walk in the door, or before my wife walks in the door, I check in with myself. I notice, where is my heart at? Where is my mind at? What is circling around in there? Because I don't want people to be caught in the crossfire. I don't want to be the guy that reacts angrily towards my wife of something else that's happened in my day. And so you got to notice that that's going on. And then you got to name like what it is that's stirring you up. I mean, sometimes it might be anxiousness where you're worried about what other people think of you, or maybe you screwed up so bad that that's weighing on you. Sometimes you're angry because you got hurt. Or maybe you were more vulnerable with someone than you thought you should have been, and you're spinning up about that. But you got to name it because it'll help reduce it. And sometimes you'll need to do something else. You'll need to go do something physical to work it out because you're too spun up. I've really adopted lifting weights in the evening for this reason. Because usually I own a business, I got mentoring relationships I'm doing, I'm coaching people in certain aspects, and throughout the day, the damage of that weighs on me in the evening. And I've noticed working myself physically helps me to be able to notice and name a lot easier. I hope that these shifts help you in your marriage. We're not going to get them 100%. But if we focus on them, we'll be better than we used to be. And that's all that we can expect of ourselves. Have a great day, and God bless you as you journey, as you become an uncommon man.